Hello. Now, if you've only got 10 minutes to spare, but you're struggling to get your grocery bill under control, this video is for you. Because today on Grocery Dad, I'm sharing with you my 15 smart, easy ways to save money every single time you shop groceries. No daft hacks, no coupons, just good, solid, tried and tested advice that you can control. Proven strategies that we use to help keep our costs down and still put quality food on the table. If you're ready to keep more dollars in your pocket and avoid those sneaky little tricks the grocery stores play to get you spending more, stick around.
People often think saving on groceries is just too hard, or that it means cutting back on good food. That's what I used to think, but these are the strategies that made a difference for me, and they can do the same for you.
Okay folks, this is going to be quick fire, so strap in as we kick off with a big one, and that's meal planning. If you're going into the store with no plan, you're setting yourself up to spend way more than you need. Without a meal plan, you're basically saying, I'm going to buy whatever looks good and whatever takes my fancy, which is very likely to lead to overspending and food thrown in the bin. Instead, spend just 20 minutes on a Sunday planning out your meals for the week. That's all it takes. Not only will this help you stick to your budget, but it's also going to make your life a hell of a lot less stressful because you know exactly what you're up to each night of the week. Take a look at this video for a simple beginner's meal plan that you can stick to. Going shopping without a list? Big mistake, folks. It's all too easy to just throw random items into your cart when you have no list. And guess what? Most of that stuff will be things you didn't need and you didn't plan to buy in the first place. If you do nothing but this one tip alone, trust me when I say you will save yourself a serious amount of money each week by having a list. You can link it to your meal plan, of course, but if you skipped tip number one, then just go ahead and list. Do it by type of product or every individual item or any other way that floats your boat. But whatever you do, never set foot in a grocery store again without having some form of list. Now, for reasons we might go into another time, you'll have noticed, I'm sure, that stores typically keep all the fresh food, so all the meat and all the produce around the outside edge, or perimeter as they call it. It's essentially healthy stuff on the outside, expensive, processed, pseudo food in the middle. So load up your cart with as much as you can from the outer ring of the store, because the simple rule of thumb here is the more of your cart that comes from the perimeter, the better value for money you're likely to be getting, as well as the less crap you're going to be eating and the less packaging you're probably going to have to dispose of when you get home. Win, win, win.
Bulk buying can be a very nice little money saver when you do it right. Buying small packages of things like rice and pasta and beans doesn't make good sense, and ultimately it's going to cost you more in the long run. So whatever the space you have available for storing staples like these, make sure you're maximizing it by buying the biggest volume you can. Just remember, don't go crazy on the perishables unless you've got the room to freeze them. No point making savings on the one hand only to throw them away literally with the other. For number 5, we have another absolute basic essential must do, and that is always check your unit prices. If you're only using the headline price of a product, you really have no idea what you're comparing with or whether the item in question is actually good value for you. Unit prices, though, give you at least a fighting chance of spotting things like shrinkflation or when things go on promotion and the bigger pack suddenly isn't better value. So make it a routine to always compare unit price on the shelf. Once you bake this little habit in, you'll start to see how it's going to change your buying decisions, and over time, it's going to save you a few cents here and there, which is ultimately what this is all about. You know as well as I do that this one is true, but if you're new to grocery shopping, I don't know, perhaps you just left home and you're doing it for yourself the first time, you might just need a little reminder. Everything in the store looks amazing when you're hungry, but you do not want to leave with everything that you thought looked amazing. Shopping on an empty stomach has been proven to make you much more likely to grab impulse buys, and those impulse buys will typically be all the snacks and all the treats and all the shit that grow your waistline and shrink your wallet. Simple answer, eat before you go. I love my kids, and I wanted to stay that way. Sure, you feel the same about yours, but doing grocery shopping with them is one surefire way to put that love to the test. Not only do they have the potential to send your cortisol through the roof, there's a red hot chance they'll cost you more money to boot. And this is another proven fact, folks. People who shop with their children are shown to spend more, either because they're being pestered into buying extra treats, or simply because they're distracted and want to get the job done quicker. I've worn that t-shirt too many times to count. So take my advice on this one, and whenever possible, shop alone. You'll stay more focused, you'll stick to your plan, and you won't be tempted to put anyone up for adoption when you get home.
What do you think so far? You enjoying the tips? Hope so. And I'm guessing if you've made it halfway, you're like me and you love saving money on your groceries. Am I right? Well, I also love finding new ways to save. So what do you do to save a few dollars each week? What are the smart little tricks that you'd recommend to others? Go ahead and put them in the comments, please, because it'd be terrific to hear what you do to nail your grocery budget each week. All right then, let's get back to the tips.
A lot of people get a bit spooked by store brands. Poor quality, can't trust them. Well, there's no need for any of that. You'll find plenty of examples across the store where these private labels are in fact made by the very same people in the very same factory as the national brands you know and love. But crucially, as far as this list is concerned, they're cheaper. Big brands spend a shitload of money on marketing and they pass that on to us. So stop paying for that, swap out some big name products for the store's own brands and you'll stand to make some solid savings. Bonus tip here, look down at the lower shelves, right? Because that's where they keep these products so fewer people spot them. Buying in-season produce is simple, cost-effective, and let's face it, it's better for the environment. Out-of-season fruits and veggies are very often shipped from very far away, which obviously adds to the cost and doesn't do much for freshness either. If you can stick to what's in season and build that into your meal planning, you've got another very easy way to save a couple of dollars, which doesn't sound like much, I know, but week after week, it'll soon add up. At number 10 on the list, we have something my wife does exceptionally well, and that's batch cooking. If you're busy with work and kids and whatever else you got going on, cooking every night of the week can become quite a massive pain in the arse. So don't do it. Whenever you can, get a big batch of something cooked up and then portion it out and freeze it for another day. Now this is another important element to build into your meal plan, and it's going to save you loads of time as well as loads of money. Because you know as well as I do how tempting it is to order a takeout on those evenings when you just can't be bothered getting in the kitchen. Soups, stews, pastas, chilies, the options are endless. Just make sure you've got enough Tupperware to keep it all in. Buying pre-cut fruit and veg might save you a little time, but they're guaranteed to be costing you more. With stuff like this, the grocery stores are really just preying on how lazy human beings have become, and they'll keep on doing it so long as there's people out there falling for it. If you're in the market to save yourself some money, kick this stuff right into touch. Buy whole fruits, buy whole vegetables, and cut them yourself. It's going to take a few extra minutes, but, well, just suck it up, princess. A store near us marks down a load of its overpriced meats every few days, and we make an absolute killing on cuts of stewing beef and all sorts of other things. Shopping at the end of the day can score you some serious deals because that's when stores typically discount their fresh items, especially meats and baked goods, to clear out their inventory. If you can find one of these stores, find out exactly when they do their markdowns and make sure you're there on the dot every week. Keep an eye on the expiry dates, but try to plan your grocery trips around the markdowns, and then if you don't need them straight away, freeze them for when you do. If it's packaged up as convenient, it's going to come with a convenience premium. From ready meals to smoothies, protein balls to shredded cheese, when you save time, you spend more money. So ask yourself if the time saving really justifies that extra cost. And FYI, you want to check the ingredients on some of these products incredibly carefully, because a lot of them have some very freaky shit in them. Do it yourself for the cheaper, healthier alternatives. And check out the playlist for 15 examples of convenience products you should be avoiding. There are lots of reasons people have for not shopping at discounters, and most of them are utter nonsense. The choice is perfectly sufficient, the quality is no different to what you get elsewhere, you won't see many staff floating around, but that's probably not a disaster, and very few regular supermarkets pack your bags for you nowadays anyway. Above all though, discounters are cheaper, and in some countries they're a huge amount cheaper than the regular supermarkets. So if you're not shopping at a discounter like an Aldi or a Lidl, you are definitely missing out. I've used them for years and years now, and they cover at least 90%, if not more, of our weekly needs with no problem whatsoever. Now, savings tip number 15 is another little princess moment. Because if you're committed to savings on your groceries, don't be worried what someone's going to say about your funny looking carrot or your zucchini that looks a bit rude. Imperfect fruits and veggies are, in fact, perfectly good. And they tend to come at a very good price. Paying for the aesthetic quality of something you're going to chop up anyway doesn't make a lot of sense. Does it really? So another one just to get over, get on with it, don't pay the extra for no reason.
So there you have it, folks. My 15 easy ways to save on your groceries without having to do, well, anything very much really. All in your control, all very simple and straightforward. But they will probably take a bit of practice in most cases before they become habit. Mark my words though, if you get even just a handful of these tips running for you each week, you're quickly going to see your food spend coming down. Now, if you like this video, please give it a like. And if you really liked it, why not subscribe to this very channel so you never miss out on any grocery savings tips. See you next time.